Today, we're going over the Baltimore Ravens, where I'm going to predict how I think they're going to do this year. Make sure you're subscribed because I'm doing this for every single team. And at the end of this video, I'll let you know if I think they're going to go over or under 10.5 wins this year. We want to jump right in and first look at their biggest gains and losses of the offseason. So they brought in Trey Hendrickson. That was a huge move for the Ravens. There was all the drama last year on the Maxx Crosby deal, and him or the Ravens backing out of that deal due to medical reasons, but they ended up bringing in Trey Hendrickson, which was a very good move. They need the help on defense. They brought in a Wooier, which is very good to help their secondary. They did lose Tyler Linderbaum, which is a big loss, as well as Isaiah Likely. They have Mark Andrews, but he is getting a little bit older. I'm pretty high on Isaiah Likely. I think he can break out and have a good season. Moving on from the Ravens, he was just in a split with Andrews and was not the guy there. And I think he has the ability and receiving ability to be a breakout player. Also, they lost Draymond Jones, but they did bring in Trey Hendrickson, which is an upgrade. But let's look at the roster, break it down. Lamar Jackson, of course, we know what to expect from Lamar if he stays healthy. So the win total for them is going to depend if Lamar can stay healthy this year. That's kind of up in the air. He's struggled with injuries. They brought in Tyler Huntley, who has been sort of the backup that they've brought in, let go to other teams and come back. So he's a really good, actually fits in really well to replace Lamar. Got Derrick Henry. Seems like when is Father Time going to catch up with Derrick Henry, but he continues to just produce. So I'm going to continue expecting him to produce at a high level until I see otherwise. Zay Flowers, Bateman, Zay Flowers, not huge on him. I think he needs to have a really big year. He needs to step up and be a true number one. Bateman's shown flashes but can be inconsistent. Mark Andrews, he needs to stay healthy. Now that they don't have Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews is going to be the guy, and he just needs to stay healthy. So a lot is going to do with the health. Got Ronnie Stanley and, a decent offensive line. When we look at their defense is pretty solid. Of course, Roquan Smith, Trey Hendrickson, the big offseason acquisition, Kyle Hamilton, Wooier, who they also brought in, Marlon Humphrey. So pretty solid defense. And we look at this team's schedule. Well, first we'll look at their over and under on wins. Right now, it's sitting at about over 10.5 wins. You can get it minus 155 value. Now, I don't mind the under on this, although we'll look at their schedule next. Either it's all going to depend on health. If Lamar stays healthy all year, if Derrick Henry stays healthy, Mark Andrews, they don't miss more than a couple games apiece, I think this team has enough, especially with their schedule. So I'm going to pull this up here, and their schedule is not that difficult. So they got the Colts, Saints. I think those could easily be wins. I think they could even beat the Cowboys. Titans, Cowboys can be, it could go either way. But then the Titans, that should be a win. Falcons should be a win. Browns should be a win. Bengals, depending on if Joe Burrow's healthy, we'll see about that. That's all up in the air because Joe Burrow cannot stay healthy for the life of him. Hopefully he can stay healthy this year. So that's up in the air. They got the Bills. That's tough. Jaguars, that can be a tough game. Chargers, I think they'll pick up a win there. So that's at 7. I think they can beat the Panthers. That will be 8. Texans, that'll be 9. And then they only need 2 more wins. And look at these teams. They can beat the Browns. They can split one versus the Steelers, if not win them both. The Bengals, again, it's going to all depend on Burrow. I think these games could split 1 win, 1 loss versus the Bengals, depending on Burrow's health. And we got the Bucs in there as well. And again, that's going to depend if Baker's healthy and that team's healthy as well. So a lot has to do on health with the Ravens, just with the way their roster is constructed this year. They have less wiggle room than years past with losing Isaiah Likely. I did like when they had Likely. And, they're just getting older with Mark Andrews and Derrick Henry. This is a season that they need to make their run and stay healthy, especially with the schedule they have. But as long as Lamar can stay healthy, I think they can get over 10.5 wins on this year. If this video helped out at all, make sure to smash that like button. And if you want to try out Data Streak, link is in the description. I will see you in the next video.